Hello guys and welcome to Techno, and today we are going to be doing another tutorial on Premiere Pro, and today we're going to be doing some of the basic aspects of putting on a title. And here is a little project that I have been doing for a while now. I've done it for a few tutorials now, and I've synced the audio with an audio from a recorder and I've put it together. And here, as you can see, I've now added a title to it over here. But how do you add that title? I may hear you asking. Well, let's try it and let's put on a thank you for watching title on the end. So to get to a new title, you can right click inside the project window, which should be on the bottom left if you're using the default layout, as I am. Click new item and click title, or as it is available in every layout, you can go to title, new title, and default still. I'll be going through raw and cruel in a bit. These video settings will be the same as your sequence. So because I'm using DSLR footage, I'm obviously in 1080p with the 25 FPS setting, and I've got square pixels as normal. And if I wanted to say thanks for watching as my title, then here it is. So let's go from left to right again. So this is the selection tool. You can select any piece of text on your title, and you can rotate any piece of text. And it's really important to remember that really we have a whole plane of stuff. A whole plane of stuff that we can add to. So we can put text there. We can put a square there with the text in. We can do whatever we want here. And this is just to select individual elements that we create, and it's almost like PowerPoint adding things. We also have the rotation tool there to rotate things that you've selected. So to add text in, we just go to the type tool and we go thanks for watching, and that's pretty easy there. It's not particularly difficult to type that in. You've also got a vertical type tool, which makes the text go vertically downwards instead of horizontally as we would normally read it. And then you've got these area type tools, which are pretty similar. If I wanted to go sort of thanks for watching, I could. But also we have these path type tools. You can plot out a path with this sort of fountain pen looking thing, and it will follow it. And then you can type along that path. So, hello guys. Oh, I seem to be not being able to type today. Hello guys and welcome to... Very good. To the tutorial. Then it follows that path. And then that's what you can do. If you want to make some funky text around things. Vertical path type tool. It's self-explanatory there. And then you have these pen tools. Then we'll probably leave those off for a bit. And then you have some shapes. You can have a rectangle. You can do the fill and the shadow here, which we'll get onto for text in a minute. But really... it's important to know that just the fill, the strokes, the shadow are all the same as the text except for the rectangle, and you can access it through the same panel. You've got the same shapes here. Great. A line, vertical center, horizontal center. You can do all of that if you want to. So there you go. And then you've got the center and the center again. So this is the vertical center. So the centre going down the page, and the horizontal centre, the centre going across the page. Then over here, we've done the left panel. Now let's move on to the central panel, I suppose. We've got a new title based on current title, roll call options, and templates. We'll go through those in a minute. But now on the normal, what are known as still titles that you'll more than likely be using, we have over here the font, which just has everything. Let's have it in that font. And you can have it in semi-light, you can have it in bold, regular, semi-light, blah, blah, blah. And you can also have underline, should you want it, bold, should you want it, and italic, should you want it. Although some fonts won't have it, and it's not because Premiere Pro doesn't like it or anything like that, it's just because the font file hasn't been installed to have italics on it. That's normal. So then over here we have the font size. If I wanted to make it bigger, maybe 2 times bigger, that would be 200. Obviously I don't want it to be that big, I want it to be probably 150. And then align it center again. There you go. And if I wanted to do the spacing between the letters, what's professionally known as the kerning, I can do this by just dragging up this, and then I've got, thanks for watching, enlarge. But let's just have that on 0. If I was to say enter, then I can change the spacing of this as well. I can change it using this, which is also known as leading, and you can make it go down as far as you want. Maybe useful for credit sequences, something like that. There you go. Then over here we have really just the alignment of the text. We've also got the tab stops here, which is quite a confusing feature, but really all we need to know is that the alignment is over here. Maybe thanks for watching like that would be cool, I don't know. Then over here we have the show background video, and really this does literally mean that you see the background video. If you show it, then you've got a preview of where you're going to be putting the actual footage. If you don't, you've just got this checkered background. But if I leave it on, then I can scroll along here, and as you may be able to see in the background, you've got the timeline moving along. What you can actually do is scroll along until I get to the point where I want mine to be, which is here. And let's drag to the middle. And so that's the top section done. Now let's move on to the title styles panel, as it's called here. And this literally means that you can have a look at all the title styles, that Premiere Pro has inbuilt, and you can add another, and you can just go with it and start typing. But obviously different styles, different things. You can also still customize the styles. These aren't set in stone. And speaking of customizing titles, let's move on to the title properties panel. So to start with, we have transform, and these are quite normal things. Opacity, which is transparency, can go up or down. At the moment it's on 100%. It will go sort of a grey colour if I move it to 50%, but I'm just going to leave it at 100, not 1000 necessarily. And X and Y position is just the position on the screen, so if I moved it along a bit, it would go further right. And then the width and the height is really the same as if you drag this out, and it's very similar to most other programs like this, but it's just a lot easier just to have it quite normal, let's say. And there you go. And also the rotation of the text literally is the rotation of the whole block of text. If you want to slant each individual letter, that's coming up. The font family, the font style, and the font size are all up there. The aspect is down here, which is really just making it wider and making it less wide, really. And then we have the leading, which is already over here. Kerning, which is already over here, which we've already explained through. Things like the tracking, the baseline shift, they're not very important. But slant is the slanting of each letter in itself, which can give you some nice italics. If you wanted it to be slightly italic, then you'd probably use that. And that's probably just the normal italic of that particular font if it was installed on here. But let's leave that at 0 for now. Small caps just makes it smaller capitals. So all the lowercase letters are just smaller capitals. Then you can make them the size. If you wanted to make them 50, you can make them a lot smaller, which would really emphasize, say, if you had an acronym. But I don't. I want it to be maybe on 90. There we go. Although that hardly has an effect. Let's try 8. No, not 8. Let's try it on 80. That looks good. That is slightly noticeable. And the underline, the text. That's relatively normal. And distort, you can distort it along the X and the Y. The X obviously going across, the Y is going up. So you can create some cool effects with that. Some different effects from different periods of time. Not 90s and the 80s would have different fonts. You can recreate them here. And also we have the fill. You can have a solid fill where you've just got the colour, or you could have a linear gradient that you can decide. You can take this stop, go to colour stop colour, make it red, and then get another one over here, colour stop colour, click, make it black. We've got red and black if you wanted to have that. Colour stop opacity, that means that this particular stop has a particular opacity, not the whole bit of text. If you wanted the whole bit of text, then just go up here. Not be easy, but let's leave it at 100. The angle means you can have a gradient slanted in the text, so you can have it at any angle that you want, but I'm just going to leave mine at 0. And repeat. If you repeat it 5 times, then you'll get a red and black pattern. Yep, it doesn't look particularly great, so I'm just going to leave mine at 0. And it'll be as if it happened once. You've got a sheen and a texture. You just get a sheen on the text, which is just at the bottom, along the sides and things. But that is the sheen, and you've obviously got similar things over there. And you've got texture. You can have different textures. You can add the texture of a file over there, but they're not particularly useful features. Then we can have strokes, so little lines. You can have an inner stroke, which is stroke facing the inside, obviously. Depth, which is to give it depth. Drop face. And edge. And if we make them a different colour, contrasting colour, then we can maybe see them a bit more. Sorry. So, if we make them contrasting colour, then we can go, that's the edge, just normal on the edge. That's the depth on some sides of the letters to give it a 3D effect. And that is the drop face. But if we leave it on edge, then we can make them bigger. But obviously we want to leave it on just about 10. I think that was quite good. And we can change the opacity of this line. If we want to make it slightly lower, as if we do that, that looks good, although it gives it sort of a green hint. Obviously this isn't the nicest title, but I'm going to use all the features here. But let's delete that inner stroke for now, let's say. Outer stroke's quite a similar thing. Depth, drop face, etc. So if I move it onto a contrasting colour. Depth, again, gives it depth, but on the other side, really. Basically, edge, same. Drop face, similar. Drop face is weird. Anyway, on the edge, we can obviously make the size different. Fill type. We can even make it have a linear gradient. The line, make it go from red to black again. In the same way that the actual text goes from red to black. So it won't be very useful, but it might just give it that extra bit of definition. And I might actually leave that. You can add an extra outer stroke. So if I want to have an extra outer stroke of solid white, then I could. There you go. But I think I might make that outer stroke actually just a little bit thinner, maybe 5 size. Just a little afterthought. Yeah, there you go. And I just clicked the wrong fill type. Anyway, right then. So next we have a shadow. So I think it might be more prominent to go to background first. We can do a solid. We can do a linear gradient again. But if we leave it as a solid, bring it up in green, which will contrast all the colours. It'll look horrible, but at least we know what we're doing. This might be useful for also doing some green screen effects, this particular green, guys. Or any colour can do it. There's a common misconception that it has to be green, but it can be any colour with chroma key. If you guys want a chroma key tutorial, then that will probably be coming up soon. But the opacity again, yeah, as normal, transparency. But if I leave it at green, you've also got a sheen there, texture, blah blah blah. Then it'll be obvious when I have a shadow here. So there's a little shadow there, and I can make it a black colour, or I can make it a white colour if I wanted to. That's less obvious, definitely, so I'll make sure that I go with a black shadow. Then I can bring up the opacity to 100%. The angle from which it supports text, leaves text, not supports text. Oh, we're getting into Trump territory. Then distance is just how far back it goes. Thanks for watching all the way over there. Size is obviously how big it is, but let's leave that on 0. The spread is how much it spreads and how much it goes across text as well, really. But that is, again, not particularly useful. But I think maybe if we had a white shadow, it might be more obvious on maybe a black background. There we go. So if we call that the little title there, then that is what we can do, and you can just click close. Drag on the thanks for watching, add it to the end there. Then we can play it back. And there we go. Thanks for watching. And that's just a thanks for watching title. It doesn't look that great, but it works. Thanks for watching. But also we can have another different type of title. New title, default role. If you want to do credits or a credit sort of thing, then you can do thanks for watching. If I definitely turn up the leading on this, move it over, and then I just align it in the center actually. Then I can go on to the roll or crawl options. I can have it as a crawl left, or crawl right, but I think we'll have it as a roll. And then we can have it to start off screen and end off screen, and then we can have it roll past, and we can drag this in. It's got a different logo. If you look, they've got a sort of polygon filled logo, whereas these have a different type of logo and a different colour. If we add it, thanks for watching, then we can have another thanks for watching. And obviously this will obviously get a lot quicker if you make it shorter, because I've said for it to start and end off screen. You can obviously have it starting on screen, in the middle even, and then going up. You can do that by just having a solid title, and then adding a new title, so copying that title, and then going into the little roll/crawl settings and making it go up after that. So you would just go to that little setting box from a normal title after it's been duplicated, and you can just duplicate it through right clicking on the title and then duplicating. But also we can, as well as doing it on default default crawl, we can do it based on a template. And obviously these are pretty scarce, but you can import templates and restore default templates. You can download preset templates if you want to. But guys, I hope that has filled in some title queries. If you have any more title queries, then remember to put them down in the comments below. But I hope this has been a very useful tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, favourite, comment, share and subscribe. Bye guys.